Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you all for joining us on this special event hosted by State Bank of India and CNBC Arabia. I won't be giving a long introduction because, we're just running out of time. We're on tight schedule. I just want to bring some facts, which is based on SME Dubai. These facts are, today, SME represents almost 95% of the UAE registered firms, or in Dubai especially, which is 42% of the labor force, and contribute almost 40% to the Emirates GDP. Based on these facts, the latest figures we've got is only 23% of these SMEs have accessed bank finance in the last 5 years. Only 23%. And we have 56% are looking for finance, which is still considered a big number. So let me kick off this panel discussion with Mr. Alexander William. Alexander, we have 56% of SMEs in Dubai are looking for finance. Since you've joined Dubai SME, I think that you have made good improvement. But looking at where have we reached now, there's still much more room for getting more finance to SMEs. So just let me know, are you satisfied with these numbers? And what shall be more done to get more SMEs getting finance?
The answer is short is, of course, I'm not satisfied. I mean, it's a journey. I come from Singapore, so when I came here 5 years ago, there was a sort of like culture shock in terms of the way banks deal with SMEs. In Singapore, where I come from, banks take a developmental perspective of SME development, or they are interested. So the first question the banks ask in Singapore is, what is your business model? They are interested in your industry that you're in, the risk profile. Whereas in the banks here ask you cash flow management, show me your books. So the starting points are quite different. And because of that, I know there was a gap, and we tried to do a lot of education awareness. We work with the relationship management of the banks and tell them that your starting point should be to understand the business first. Don't forget, SME owners, they started the business. Their mindset and behavior is quite different from a larger corporate which has a CFO. Many of the SMEs here do not have CFOs or finance managers, so you have to deal with them quite differently. So some SMEs, the larger ones, are well prepared. And when I introduced the concept of corporate governance for SMEs 5 years ago, there were a lot of naysayers. No corporate governance in UAE. We're a non-tax economy. What's the point? But the argument was that in and of itself, corporate governance would help you increase your bankability and your investment stability. That has yielded some success. I mean, we have SMEs coming to me, even asking me, what is the job description of a CFO? How do I do financial diagnostics? How do I prepare loan applications? They are able to budget for their expansion plans. They look long-term beyond just cash flow. So things have been improving from the supply capacity side of the SMEs. But from the bank side, we are also working with the banks to educate them on the importance of understanding the business model. So there's greater interest and there's greater synergy, conversations between the two right now. So I'm optimistic that the future is bright.